Welcome back to the Sun and Moon Tarot. Today we will find what is good and what is hidden. I hope you're well and staying blessed, enjoying life wherever you are. This is a Pisces season read, a little bit of a belated Pisces read. Pisces season read. For my earth signs, if you do have Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, highly aspected, this read is likely for you. I am filming on March 3rd, so the lunar eclipse, like the eclipse season, it's a Virgo fucking full moon, excuse my language, and also like literally everything going on in the world, and also it's Mercury retrograde, so we have a lot going on. If you care about any of those types of things, they are at play, and so that is important. I've got a lot going on, and I got to pull out some old decks from storage, so we're actually going to be using my old Rider-Waite tarot deck. I will be using another card to try to cover the nudity because it's been in storage longer than when YouTube started cracking down on like tarot readers, so it's hilarious, but it's been over a year. I have not used these decks, so we're gonna break them out for the end of the year bang read, right? The Pisces read. The Pisces are, of course, the elders of the zodiac. So this is the end of the zodiac wheel year, and when we welcome Aries in, that it begins the fire horse year. Everybody keeps hyping it up at like the different points, but it's actually literally when Aries season begins. To be clear, if any of you were confused, that's actually when the new year really truly hits. Although there are a lot of what we should call major changes during the winter months, for sure, during the zodiacal year. Like Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces seasons are always like insane. I feel like you might disagree with me. If you do, please let me know how you feel about that in the comments. Let's get that chat going. All right, I've chattered on, I think, about everything I wanted to touch on for the most part. My wonderful, beautiful earth signs. I love you dearly. Again, hello, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorns. Thanks for watching my content. This deck, I cannot get over how much better it flows without the nudity covers, which is why I'm like, oh, earth signs, look at you. Which is, you got two aces. I'm sorry, I can't really see this. It's a new setup, so I can't see it very well. But you got two aces for your first pull. Ace of Wands and Ace of Cups. Oh, that's way off. I'm sorry, I'm snickering. That's like, y'all, that is sex and love. That is sex and emotion. Okay, we'll get into that later. Good God, good for y'all. Congrats to the earth signs that oh no, I didn't go over that. I didn't go over layout. In the recent past, that might have had a little bit of, oh, not a little bit, a lot of major change. A lot of major change. Oh my, y'all have been, earth signs have a lot of good stuff going on. I really can't zoom out anymore. I guess I can try this. Nope, can't. You know what? For your read, because you don't really have a lot of numbers up top and you can read them at the bottom, I am going to do that. I hope that you don't mind. And if you mind, you can bitch me on the comments. Excuse my language. Apparently, I'm cursing a lot on my Pisces reads. Like, I curse in person. Excuse me. Or like on my personal reads, or if you're my friend or whatever. But like, no, I do not. I try not to curse on YouTube because it's YouTube. It's not like it's just I'm genuinely trying to like not be offensive. Okay, so we didn't go over layout or signs. I'm certain I didn't do that for your reads yet. Excuse me. The first row for your read is the recent past. I usually go to give you a speech about timeless reads, but for now I'm going to. So, okay, cool. I am going to actually just do this. This is likely your like end of Aquarius season is when that would have been happening, the major changes. And then like full harmony is setting in for you during Pisces season. You're having a really nice Pisces season, probably, if this is going to resonate for you. And then this is your future. So like the end of Pisces season, maybe a little bit of the new year, but I have not been pushing that so much. I need to alter this just a teeny bit because I don't like the way that it looks at all. I'm sorry. I hope you don't mind. All right. So my beautiful earth signs, if you don't already know, the bottom of the deck for you is going to represent the theme of your story that I'm going to tell you today. It's going to represent the overall energy for your read. Okay. Oh, sorry. I thought I got it good, and then now I'm content. It's good enough for now. Okay, so what would we say that overall energy would be, right? The Knight of Swords is like the most impulsive knight, but he's still a court card, right? The page and the knight are still court cards. They still have significant elemental energy, meaning that they are higher than the numbered cards. I said that wrong. Numbered cards like this. They have a little bit of heightened power, just like the aces top the court cards in terms of the elemental or alchemical power. Excuse me. Okay, so the Knight of Swords is the Knight of Air. Why do I call him impulsive? Well, he literally represents impulsiveness. He represents logical action. I shouldn't snicker, but I'm an air sign. That's why I'm laughing. And if you're like a little bit older, an earth sign, and you know any air signs, you're gonna probably snicker at that too. A bit impulsive can be with logic and literally represented by air. Yes, it can change in a second in terms of impulsivity or indecisiveness for air signs. But let's get back on target. So ultimately, why I'm going on about air signs, because this is a Knight of Swords. He is a Knight of Air, Knight of Logic, but he literally is action in an impulsive nature, and sometimes also he's also a major like card for, depending on the read, defending your beliefs. Not necessarily impulsively, but sometimes impulsively. So it's an interesting card. Anyway. Now let's get into that first row we were chatting about. And then I was like, oh my gosh. Okay, I am not gonna stop laughing because the Ace of Wands is just like a funny card to me right now because of things. Anyway, I'm not really this immature. It's just funny because of my life and my reads. And also, like, one of my favorite readers, never mind, I'm not supposed to talk about that, but he just made a funny joke that like made me chuckle. Anyway, and every time I see this card now, I literally imagine him saying that, and it makes me laugh. Anyway, so it's not necessarily immaturity per se, but it is also a little bit of air sign impulsive immaturity about sex, because that's the card, right? Okay, anyway, I digress. I need to stop using that word so often. By definition, it really does represent creation, willpower, inspiration, desire. Okay, in terms of creative passion, it's fire. Okay, it is the most sexual energy. It is the most sexual energy. Like, I'm not even being ridiculous. Like, it literally is represented by passion and creation. It's the most sexual energy. Anyway, so the Ace of Cups, however, is the most what? Emotional energy, right? It represents emotion, not passion. Emotion, which is its own separate strength, which is not to be altered in itself, to be in awe of, right? Logic or air, all four elements are amazing. Well, we're not going to go into rants, but they all have their own like strengths that make us as a group, as a society, strong, right? So I guess I might be a little bit in this energy right now of defending my beliefs. Anyway, if you're watching tarot, you okay. I did not, this did not occur to me until actually in the past 2 months that there are people that do not like see the connection between tarot and like astrology, and that astounds me. But I'm not judging. It's just like I can say this. It depends on if you practice alchemy. That that's the if you do like if you're like a pattern recognition person, then you've already found the connection between all of these really interesting specialty uh, niches, as we will say. But alchemy is one of them. And I went off on a tangent again. Oh my gosh. But there are people that don't always recognize the alchemical energy or how all of these kind of studies go together. And that is something that astounds me, but probably doesn't matter. Let's get back onto your reader signs. I am hoping that you're digging my information and not finding me, excuse me, a little bit too bantering. I don't think that's the right word. Rambling would be the right word. You can use rambling like that. I know that for sure. I'm pretty sure. Oh no. I think I can. I need to check something. I thought I heard a weird noise. Hold on one second, guys. I'm stepping away, but I'm here. Oh, it was the, I see. Okay, cool. Never mind. It was definitely the television. And all the animals are good. It was definitely the television. Okay. Thank you for your patience. Sorry, guys. Okay, so her signs are probably going, oh my gosh, she's a bit of a, I'm an air sign. This is real. All of this is real. You don't have to agree with me, but it's crazy after this moon and this, like everything that's going on in the world during this eclipse, that any of you would not understand at this point that at least a little bit of this shit is real. I'm not allowed to say the next rant because it's off tangent. Fine. Okay, we're focused. So, we were talking about in the recent past, you might have been So with the tower, it's a big card. It's a spiritual card. You have two aces and a major arcana, which is spirit speaking. Okay. The tower card does represent upheaval. It can represent disaster. It can represent foundational shift. I like to go with foundational shift. Unless you have like a lot of stuff that you would like legit consider a disaster going on, which is possible. But for some of us, change is, it feels disastrous just because it's a lot to deal with, you know, for some of us. So it could just be dealing with all of this change feels like a lot, because also this means that it just affirms what these new beginnings have already told me. Okay, you had some form of closed door, right? Some sort of change. This is going to manifest differently for everyone, but ultimately it's for the best outcome. I am not going to go on the rant that I would like to go on, but some of you are experiencing different forms of relationship and familial and global shifts that are going to create new beginnings. That's what I would like to say. And in the recent past, those have been likely very apparent for most of you. They've been almost with the end of Aquarius season, they were probably just like impulsive decisions that led to these like needed adaptations. So the tower would be
it's weird that it came out in this order, but it's like you being impulsive. I'm so sorry, Earth signs, if this applies to you, because this isn't going to apply to everyone. Because, like, who I'm thinking of, I'm not going to tell their story, but it's different in a way that is very innocent. Um, so it's more like um, major changes happening around you potentially. And so you are being a little bit impulsive as you make new passionate creative changes and new love like emotional changes, but and they are necessary because of whatever door closed. Okay, whatever changed, whatever shift had to happen, like in terms of a foundational shift. Okay, so what I mean by that is, so like if you are an innocent person or like a kid, this is not like you, this is something potentially like kind of out of your control, but not super terrible, just a big change. Okay, if this it there are two stories, because there are plenty of earth signs that are coming into this like, yeah, I didn't like do anything wild or anything to create change, it just was time for that, which is, this is like major for everyone, so that's okay, right? But like for some of you, this, I'm not trying to laugh, and I don't know anyone that this applies to be clear, so please do not hear this and think, oh, I know someone that's cheating or something. Like, no, I don't. Nope, I know the people that are the innocent group. The this second story is being told to me by guides, so it's more that somebody being like impulsive, started a new beginning, and um it led to endings that should have probably already happened before you started new beginnings. Does that make sense? Again, I don't know anybody that that would apply for. I know the innocent group. Moving forward, my beautiful earth signs. We have the sun, the best card, the world. Oh my gosh, again, what a good card. And then the 10 of wands, which is an interesting card, but it's not bad. Okay. It's just, it's a big deal, right? The sun and the world are both spiritual cards. The sun is everything that's good. It's joy, success, celebration, pleasure. The world is fulfillment, harmony, and completion. The Ten of Wands is typically accomplishment, responsibility, and burden. So it doesn't matter if you're innocent or not. The changes needed to happen. I mean, is it better for you to? We're not going to argue philosophical philosophical beliefs on relationships. I don't care. I'm actually gonna just stick with the innocent group. I'm just gonna follow this sun card on that. Oh shoot, there are two nude cards here. Damn it! I'm sorry, guys. I really am trying to do this properly, because I know that some of you get offended, and I don't notice it because I am thinking about the definitions in the story that I'm trying to tell you, and also I'm getting like communications and things that are abstract and not a part of this physical experience that you are having in the with the camera. So I just, like, that's why I, on my other deck, I covered them, um because I know I'll forget. And I just did it. This is the first one for the Pisces reads that I just didn't even think about it until I got to that row. But those two cards are definitely like, they have some nudity. So I'm sorry, YouTube. Please do not, like, um I don't know, be mean with me or whatever. It's not intentional. I am not trying to offend anyone, and I do always actually select that my videos are not for children, by the way. So I know I know that that doesn't necessarily matter if they have access to like any YouTube format that's not child-proofed. Um, I'm trying, y'all. I'm legit trying to follow the rules. I will have to make a note. Uh, I don't think you guys care about this, but maybe you do. Um, like, I have my own place now. I'm not living, like, I'm getting, like, my divorce is, I'm so sorry. I don't normally talk about my life on my channel, and it's just that I'm excited actually because I am actually gonna have like my own, like all of my own space. All my entire place is mine, and of course like my animals and my child's. But I just don't like. I'm allowed to have space. I'm allowed to. I'm gonna have like an entire desk set up for my reads, so I can literally. I don't have to set up and prep and like get things out. I mean, like some of my stuff is always gonna have to be up because of my toddler, but and my animals. But like to some extent, I can actually like leave a setup and like it be reliable and not have to consistently move it all of the time because of dependent on where I'm trying to film based on where my ex-husband and my child are playing or where this is being loud or this or whatever, there's just like a million things going on. So I'm real pumped about this. Not that you guys necessarily care about that. I'm going to check the time because I feel like I've been bantering for a long time, and I have, in fact. It's been 20 minutes in, and I'm just chatting. I hope you don't mind our signs. Okay, so it's really good here. I'm sorry about the nudity. I got off tangent. I went into chatter mode again. Um, so for all of you, okay, whether you made an impulsive decision or not, I feel like none, like that doesn't matter. The child in the sun card is a representation of childlike innocence. It's that energy of like I am just gonna go with the flow and figure it out, you know? And in a beautiful, magical way where like the sun is even blessing the path to make sure that you have joy, success, and happiness. Um, and I love that because it brings that next card in just a gorgeous way. Like to have fulfillment and harmony and completion with the sun and having it in a way where it feels like absolute accomplishment, you're going to feel like these changes were just destined and that it's best for all, right? Because that is what's best for all. The I keep chuckling about this card being out, but the Ace of Wands being new creative opportunities, and the World card has been a pattern actually for my Pisces reads. So for the end of the year, almost everybody is going through a lot of major change in a way that they will learn to create or are learning and have learned, to create like fulfillment and harmony in their life, which is really positive. I have chattered on, Earth Signs. I hope you enjoy the content. We're going to move forward. This was your current energy, okay? So, this is what, if this is going to resonate for you, those new changes kind of took place in the past. You're really like enjoying them in the current and like feeling accomplished. I know that this card can represent burden and responsibility, but I want you to focus on the fact that it really does represent accomplishment. Like you might have felt impulsive when you were defending your beliefs, but you are accomplishing the joy and the fulfillment of what you created in a positive way. Okay, so go with what you like in your gut you believe in. You got this. So earth signs in your future. You've got, don't freak out. These are good cards. The nine of wands is sometimes it's a good card, sometimes it's a bad card. It's great. It's taking a stand. It can be it can sometimes be like a stress card though, right? Because it does represent being resilient and having to stand up for yourself. But these cards come out for me together a lot when you're in the right, okay? When you're being impulsive. I know that sometimes that's not always the truth, but a lot of times when you're being impulsive and you're defending yourself, and like when the with this card, with this energy, and then this accompanies it, it means that you're taking a stand, you're defending yourself. You know that you should. You're This is logic and this is creative passion. Okay? You have fire in every row for science. So that's a lot of creative passion in this read where you're focused on how to move the energy where you want with this new or these, if it's multiple beginnings or beginning, how to move that energy. The and create more of this, right? So in the future, the Hangman and the Queen of Swords are like an interesting pair. The Hangman can sometimes be martyrdom. I like to warn people with that card not to martyr themselves. It's normal to some extent to have to sacrifice to release things, and sometimes to go through like a form of what feels like I don't want to misuse that word. It's like I always fuck it up. I'm sorry about the curse words, guys. Suspension, suspend. I'm gonna mess it up. I'm not gonna use that word. Instead, we're gonna just try to explain the card instead. Just let me be me. So as you're taking this stand, you don't want to martyr yourself, but you also recognize where you have to some extent potentially sacrifice in terms of I'm I do not want you to take this card as you sacrificing your clear-mindedness to get like to get your beliefs heard, because I don't want you to do that. I want you to think of this stand as a sacrifice. You standing up for yourself is the sacrifice, because you are being logical with the Queen of Swords. And she's in that right. You're thinking with perceptive thought. You're having clear-mindedness. It's complexive, logical, or it's complexity. It's logical. It's not based in, I don't mean to mock any other sign. It's based in actual logic, not emotion or creative passion or like money movement or third dimensional energy movement, right? It's more, it is logic. Like, you need to know, okay, that you're not going to martyr yourself while you take this stand. I am going to grab a clarifying card real quick before I banter on, but I feel like you're not martyring yourself. What is that? It's just a sacrifice, right? Oh, you give me two? I'll take two. I like this. Okay. So, these are your clarifying cards. You have the Wheel of Fortune and the Hermit. Okay. So, let's chatter about your clarification. In terms of, is this a sacrifice? Yes. You have to stand up for yourself. You're showing with the Hermit and the Wheel of Fortune, these are both major arcanas for your clarification, to be clear. So it's spirit speaking to you and saying, like, the Wheel of Fortune is karma or dharma, right? It's fate. By definition, it's more of the Western idea of karma, but I like to add in dharma so that you do know that it's good or bad. If you understand what I'm saying, if you don't, that's okay. It's not a judgment. It's just like a little sub note. But it does represent fate, karma, dharma, destiny, fortune, cycles. And I know that a lot of people are saying, well, fortune is like dharma. It's not. Those are not the same things. Okay. Um, they're not the same. But I'm not gonna argue with anyone, especially considering this is my channel and I'm literally, no one else is on here right now. So why banter about it? The Hermit is the follow-up card, right? And I like this is your secondary card. You got the 10 and the 9. It doesn't mean that you're going backwards, okay? It means that you're learning the way. It might seem at times karmic, because like we all have to like go through our karmic energy ties if we've created those. We all have different paths, right? It also might seem more positive or fortunate, like they like that word fortune. So it might seem more like fortune favoring you if you stand up for yourself, because the way will appear with that Hermit card. Now, it can be solitude, it can be contemplation. I feel like right now it's awareness and insight into the path. Again, it's that the path card with that lantern represents, sorry, excuse me, following a light force or following the path that is enlightened, right? Logical. And it will bring you good fortune to not, again, do not martyr yourself. But if you're thinking of standing up for yourself as a sacrifice and you're not overly impulsive, then, and you're very logical and you're very calm and collected and you're very focused on just the logical points, it will bring good favor to you because everybody has the right to stand up for themselves in a decisive, calm manner. I feel like earth signs. I'm not trying to chuckle. Some of y'all are the most decisive people I've ever met in my life, and I'm an air sign, so I am like at I am almost to a fault indecisive. So sometimes it blows me away how decisive earth signs just like no. Like they just are like no, yes or no, and it's like a second. Like it's not even a second. They already know before you even finish the question. And I'm like, you don't even have to think about it. And they're like, what's to think about? You know, uh, it's just I'm not trying to chuckle. It's just a different energy because um, earth signs are very grounded and connected to the third dimension. So they're gonna know. You are more like decisive a lot of the times in comparison to your into all of the other counterparts. Actually, fire, water, and air are arguably more hard to understand and a little and definitely more indecisive than earth signs. Earth signs are the most decisive, grounded people, as long as they're not like going through a major trauma. Every sign is able to show up in the reverse. It's just that I feel like earth signs are the most grounded in the zodiac. You all just tend to be very grounded. Virgo could be of significance. Leo could be of significance. I feel like that's all I'm supposed to say. All right, Earth signs, this has been a lot of content. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed your Pisces read. This is the end of the year kickoff. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're having a beautiful season. 222 on the clock when I look nice. And I will see you in the next read.